Offensive language, sexual themes and violence. Player discretion is advised. Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here and welcome to this horror visual novel called The Letter. Now this has been one of those games which I've been looking forward to for a while now. And ever since the demo release, definitely a promising game from the visuals, but will the story contain as much mystery and as much quality as its visuals from itself? Well, only one way to find out, and that is by playing the game itself. This is made by Yangyang Mobile. And it's supposedly to be quite scary as well, so there we go, as it is a horror. The I don't know how to pronounce that, mansion. It was built for Lord William and Lady Elizabeth of Luxbron, humble ambassadors of peace and beloved by their people. Both were known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a helping hand to anyone in need. Under their influence and wealth, which was once a small, sleepy village, grew to a prosperous and bustling town. However, the seasons of joy eventually ended when the good nobles perished at the hands of a great plague. Their riches and legacy were henceforth passed on to their only child, Lady Charlotte. The mansion has stood still since the 1620s, a witness to a very long history of joy and pain. After Lady Charlotte, committed suicide, the great house was eventually left uninhabited. And that is when it began. Surrounding villagers spoke of seeing and hearing unearthly things, of cries and howls that filled the night, and hearsays of a mysterious woman roaming the hollowed halls aimlessly. The ghost of Lady Charlotte, probably, or one of the nobles. People who dared enter its walls were simply never heard from again. Even after 400 years, these stories remain, much like the house itself. Whispers about the once great house, its legend and its curse still fell upon the villagers' ears. In spite of this, the current owners are convinced that these stories are nothing more than a hoax. Good on that indeed. Which one of these is a journal? I'm trying to find a save function. Back. Here we go. Save. Excellent. The good thing about visual novels is you can save at any time. With little regard for the truth, they heard prior reality corporate place their property back on sale. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie within await to be discovered by brave souls. No matter what happens, take care not to be consumed by the curse. I'm just going to turn my audio down because it is surprisingly loud on my end. There we go. Good luck. Thanks, Isabella. Hey there.
Hello? Isabella? Are you there? Where are you?
Where am I? Well, I'm just in a school right now, I would believe to say. A familiar jitty voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey Rose. I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
What do you mean, what's the matter?
Yeah, what is the matter, mate?
It's the mansion, silly. I'm here and you're late.
Aw.
Jeez, we're on shift together. You promised.
Did
oh
we?
my God, please don't tell me you forgot. You were planning on leaving me to check this place out on my own, weren't you? You chickened out.
Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously.
I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here. This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but beautiful nonetheless.
Beautiful.
Why are you so surprised? This isn't the first time you've been there.
Okay, journal. Let's see, we've got a few dates missing there. So why is it lit up? Oh, profiles is lit up as new. Okay, profiles, Isabel, undiscovered journey, journal entry, 7 people. Maria Isabel Grace Colt Santos. May 28th, Gemini, 26 years old, 5'2", estate agent, Jalapeno. Apologies if I didn't pronounce that correctly. Roman Catholic, fine arts undergraduate, cinnamon rolls, dogs, food, police. Didn't know how to pronounce that name. Dramas and can't read that. Comedies, karaoke. Third child among 7, daughter of a laundrywoman and a don't know how to read that driver. She went to a public school and was an average student but took to art easily. Eventually she pursued a degree in fine arts as encouraged by her father. However, when the man was diagnosed with terminal illness, she had to stop studying to make money. It was Isabel's aunt who helped her work overseas in order to earn more money than any local job could get her. Rose Cooper to become her mentor as soon as she started as an agent at BRC. It's been 5 years since she met her neighbour Rebecca. She met Ashton during an unfortunate incident involving her first sale at Deviant Court, and later Zachary through him. Okay, why surprised is it besides being her?
I just wish I could live in a place like this. It really takes my breath away.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that say it's haunted.
What do you mean rumours?
Jeez, never mind those rumors. Ghosts aren't real after all. And even if they are,
You like to believe that.
they are not. They can't do anything. They're nothing but
Rose.
spirits.
You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right now, and they might not be happy with you enough to curse you.
Yep.
No offense, sweetie, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful.
Yeah, it's always better to be careful.
Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one. I can feel it.
That was one time, Isabella. Loosen up. Wait, just get here ASAP, please. I'm getting bored being here on my own.
Fine,
Okay.
fine. Let me just finish up here. I'll be right there soon.
Okay, see you. Bye.
Yeah, see you bye. It's going to be a case where it's going to remove my ability to talk, so I'm going to take the character volumes down to 0. She hangs up before I could respond. Rose, still charming as ever. Who was that? I look up from my phone to see Rebecca. Becca giving me a questioning look. Oh, it's just Rose. Rose. The one you said who trained you for your job back when you started. You're working together again. Just for this property, we've been scoping out that big mansion down Asylum Village after the renovations. Today's sort of its grand opening to the public. BRC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon. Wait, mansion? That big spooky one you've been telling everyone about? Don't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps? You actually went there and you're going back? Well, I did promise Rose I wouldn't ditch her. And besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living. As soon as those words had left my mouth, Becca lets out a soft chuckle. What's so funny? Nothing. It's just I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you, it sounds so out of character. I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out about that place being creepy ever since you got assigned to it. Cursed rumors and all. Honestly thought you'd back out. Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest way to get it. Plus, listen to this. Briar Reality wants it sold as soon as possible, and the agent who lands the deal is going to get a huge bonus. They never get bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier. They're desperate. I'm desperate. It's perfect. Ha 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 ha, my gosh. Is it a one-way visit can end out? In multiple ways, probably. A sympathetic look crosses her face. You know, if you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me. Or Ashton. We can always let you borrow and you can pay us back whenever. I have to keep myself from groaning out loud. In the years I've known her, I can already tell what to expect once she has that expression. Becca, I've noticed that you've been living off instant noodles these past few weeks. She crosses her arms and glimpses at the thought. Her voice slightly rises as she begins to scold me. Instantly, I'm reminded why Becca is excellent at her job teaching boisterous teenagers. Stop eating junk. They're cheap, but they're not good for you. You definitely end up in the hospital if you keep at it. I eat other things too. Hey, I eat other things too. I fold my arms across my chest, mimicking her posture and giving her the best frown I could muster. The same one I use with my younger siblings when they're being difficult. This is a relationship state. So, Rebecca, so that's increased in heights. So that's from the start of their default relationship, default relationship in this matter. So Luke and Hannah are the least well known to Isabel. Instead, she only raises an eyebrow at me. That's not going to work on me, and I saw it when you were cleaning your flat last week. The instant noodle cups outnumber everything else. You're just exaggerating. Did you even see what's in my cupboard yet? I'm not just living on instant noodles alone. I've got canned beans, peas, tuna, ham, and even hamburgers in there. Becky's wrinkling her nose by the time I get to the end of the small list. I think she even went a little green on the last one. I would have laughed a little at that if I didn't know it would lead to a more I don't know how to pronounce that from her. Aren't those the same ones you won from the grocer's raffle more than a year ago? I sincerely hope you're checking the date stamps on those things before you eat them. I don't want a repeat of last year. In any case, those are still not exactly healthy choices, Belle. She shakes her head, possibly laughing at some funny distant memory. When she looks up, I immediately brace myself. More words from her. Sometimes it's just better to let Becky talk until she's out of things to say. But when she turns her attention back to me, there's only warmth in her smile. What am I going to do with you? She says this more to herself than me, her voice shifting to something kinder, even motherly if I'm looking for an exact word. I hope you know that it's impossible not to worry about you when you're like this. You don't have to keep eating the same thing. I already told you before, you're always free to reheat the food in my fridge. Thanks, Becky, I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me. You've really taken care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime. And before you ask again, no, you know I'm not a fan of borrowing money, and I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself. You and your pride, but suit yourself. The offer stays on the table, though. I nod in response, if only to get her to drop the topic. But I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. Ever. It has nothing to do with pride. I have simply seen plenty of times how friendships can take a turn for the worse just because of a few unpaid debts. I don't want something like that to happen between me and Becky. We may argue about a lot of small petty things, but she always feels like a real sister to me. I don't want to lose that friendship over something so trivial. Becca taking a quick glance at something behind me, probably the clock hanging above the notice board, snaps me out of my thoughts. Well, enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending and my students will be back in any minute. We can catch up later. Good luck with your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale. You bet. With a small smile, she returns to her desk and begins shifting through the pages of a rather thick history textbook. She's probably working out her lesson plan for next week, or trying at least. Her eyes are distant and she doesn't seem too attentive to whatever is on the page. As if she heard my thoughts, Becca started coughing heavily. Her hand hastily goes to her mouth to stifle the sounds. This is precisely why I followed her here in the first place. For someone who makes a habit out of worrying for other people, Becca sure forgets how to take care of herself. Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish. Oh, hush, dear. Don't you worry about me. I'll just drink some medicine. I'll be right as rain. I level her with a flat look. She has a cold for a couple of days now. Something about the strange weather not agreeing with her lately. And despite my advice to take a week off and rest, I found her apartment empty when I dropped by this morning. She even left the medicine her doctor prescribed to her. Look who's being stubborn now. You shouldn't even be working right now. Seriously, you big baby, I'll be fine. For now, just go to work and stop making that Rose girl wait for you. I'll call you if I still feel bad and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better. She offers me a reassuring smile. I can only sigh. Why do I even bother? There's no stopping her once she's decided on something. Defeated, I reach inside my bag to pull out the same bottle of medicine she left earlier. She looks at it worryingly when I put it in front of her. Unfortunately for her, this is one thing I'm not letting her have her way. Alright, but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time. I'll see you later, okay? There's an amused gleam in her eyes when she shifts her gaze back at me. Luke is playing the mother hen now. Rebecca! Okay, I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom. Before I can retort, she casts another look at her clock. I take it as a sign to finally end the conversation in my short visit. With a wave of goodbye, I left her alone to her classroom and her thoughts. Good. Very good. I hail a passing taxi to take me to the property as soon as I left the school grounds. The mansion is some ways out in the countryside, but I don't have trouble getting the driver directions. Apparently, everyone in Luxburn City knows of it, including every bit of rumour surrounding the place. Oh, look at those birds in the background. That's so awesome. Just a mention of its name is enough for locals to give you cautious sidelong glances. I heard that the hard way the first time I commuted there, and it only boosted my belief that there's something more to the house. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back up in the market has caused quite a stir. Thankfully, it died down a few weeks later. The place would have become a lot harder to sell otherwise. I avert my eyes from the window as soon as the building is shrunk in the distance. Okay, is there any way to play the raid? Skip. I was just thinking of a way of making it so that this lot below only appears when you actually have your mouse down it. Oh well. I avert my eyes from the window as soon as the building is shrunk in the distance. We get a glimpse of the countryside soon, although a quick glance at my watch tells me we're still a few minutes away from our destination. Might as well get some work done. Rose had asked me to do some last minute reviews on the mansion's documents yesterday. I already looked them over last night, but you never know when things may go wrong. Life has ways of messing things up like that. Halfway through reading my papers, my phone rings again. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking it between my ear and shoulder. It's probably just Rose again anyway. Oh, it's called Ash. Guess again. That voice. Ash. Bingo. Hey, what's up? Just checking if you're still cool later this evening. You mean that thing with Zach? Yeah, you know the indie movie he's been working on for months. The premiere is going on tonight at a film fest and he's really excited to watch it with us. He even called it the middle of the night just to remind me. No, don't worry, I didn't forget, I'll be there. Cool, I'll see you later. What time did you get off? Around 5, 6 PM, I don't know. It's the first day of the mansion's opening house, and we're expecting quite a number of potential buyers. I'll be booked the whole afternoon. Mansion? You know, the big Jacobin mansion at Asylum Village. I'm on my way there right now, actually. On your own? Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but yeah. I see. Looks like the scaredy cat finally toughened up. Shut up! Ash chuckles from the other end. I can't help but roll my eyes at him. I'll see you later. Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I can pick you up. Whatever, bye. Stupid asshole. Always teasing me whenever he sees a chance. I'll show him who's tough. It takes a few more minutes until I finally reach the infamous mansion. Before going to the mansion, Isabella Santos dropped by the high school to check on Rebecca Gales. The former reminded the latter to take her flu medicine before leaving. On the way to the mansion, Isabel received a phone call from Ashton Frey, reminding her of Zachary Steele's movie premiere that night. Good. I'm almost certain there are going to be multiple endings to this tale. It takes a few more minutes until I finally reach the infamous mansion, I have to admit. The entire property does look wonderful from me, outside. Beautifully situated in the middle of a vast open field with several lush green trees dotting the intimate vicinity that converges into small woodlands nearby. Yet despite all of this, it does nothing to hide that something is just wrong. The surrounding area is unusually silent, and only the rustling of the leaves can be heard as the occasional breeze passes. While the silent village is just a few minutes away, everybody keeps their distance on purpose. Perhaps out of fear, horrified at the thought of falling under the mansion's curse. Somehow it makes me feel sad. The lack of intimate human presence just makes this place all the more eerier than it has any right to be. If it's uncanny at broad daylight, I can't imagine how this place is going to be at night. Are you planning on going inside that place, Missy? The voice nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Yeah. Without completely taking my eyes away from the house, I gave the driver a confused nod. A beat passes while I wait for him to say more, but his only answer is a non-commuted hum and then the return of my nod. Blatantly occurs to me he must have been waiting for my payment. I mentally slap myself for spacing out and promptly hand him the fare with an apologetic look. I expected him to leave as soon as I paid, but there's a hesitant expression on his face as if something hasn't been said yet. Is there something wrong? Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard what the people are telling everyone about that place. Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace, and I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in that house doesn't want to be either. I admit they did a good job fixing it up. There must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it. No wonder they wanted to get rid of it. But maybe they just didn't like it. You never know. He drives off afterwards, but what he said had left a foreboding feeling in my gut. Forbidding. I breathe out a heavy sigh as I make my approach towards the house. After hearing enough of the rumours, I should have expected the conversation to take that turn. But I'm already here. Backing out is completely out of the question. It isn't like I have any choice in the matter either. If I want to get that bonus and commission one way or another, I've got to sell this property. The door was ajar when I got to it. However, and my own copy of the keys dangled in my hands, now useless. Rose must have left it open when she arrived. That's weird. We may be the only people here this only, but I've never known her as someone careless. And into the mansion itself, where the beginnings of the nightmare shall turn. Entering, what greets me inside leaves me gaping. They've cleaned every corner, waxed the floor, dusted the antiques, searched every nook, cranny and crevice, and made it spick and span. All for the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern-day lords and ladies. But no matter how hard they try, the mansion still looks as soulless and as lifeless as ever. As though it's going to eat you alive. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what other people have been telling them and leave this place alone. Some things in this world are better left in peace, never to be disturbed ever again. Rose? I call out. Rose, I'm here. Where are you? My voice echoes softly through the hallways. Oh, who am I kidding? In a place this big, I don't think she'll hear me, no matter how deafening the silence is. She could be all the way on the other side of the property, for I know. Quickly, I reach for my phone and dial her number. But the operator you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again. What do you mean has not been recognized? We were just talking a while ago. It's not she was eaten by the house, right? Or maybe the ghosts did hear us talking and spirited her away, right? Right? No, Isabel, don't be ridiculous. She probably just wandered deeper into the house and lost her signal or something. I'll put my mouse over here so it's not as annoying. I dialed her number again, hoping to contact this time. The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again. But to no avail. Oh boy, I have a very bad feeling about this. Rose, if you can hear me, please come out. Come on, Rose, this isn't funny. You know this place gives me the creeps. No answer. This isn't going to work. This place is big. She could be anywhere. I need to start looking for her. I take a deep breath before venturing deeper into the mansion. Okay. Taking a couple of steps forward, I noticed something moved by the hallway above the grand staircase. Surely it doesn't come out in the daylight. What the hell, Rose? Rose, is that you? Not funny. I'm leaving you if you don't come out. Not coming out, huh? Fine, I'm going. Okay, that is a lie. She's my friend. I can't really leave her until I know she's alright. Growing desperate, I make another attempt to reach her number. Come on, please give me something. Please, Lord. Yes, finally. Hello, Rose. I'm here at the mansion. Where the hell are you? She doesn't respond. There's also heavy static coming from her side. I sincerely hope it doesn't get cut off before I get an answer from her again. Rose, come on, where are you? A few moments pass until the static eventually starts to quiet down. I am attic. What? The attic? Why? Man, do I really need to go there? With how deep the mansion the attic is, there's barely a signal there. No wonder I couldn't contact her. But why is she there? Out of all places. She just has to make me go fetch her in the creepiest room of this place. Is she doing this to get her back on me? I've been late. Whatever, I'll just go. The sooner I meet up with her, the sooner I feel better about being here. I carefully make my way up the staircase. My legs wobble as I mentally curse the facts that I've chosen real estate instead of picking a career that doesn't involve strange, abandoned houses. Upon reaching the top, the grand hallways greets me. The windows are open. There'll be effects as well. It branches out to the two major wings of the mansion, the east wing and the west wing. There are two attics here, one on each side. But the east one has been converted to a storage room of sorts, and somehow I found it least likely for Rose to wander there by herself. Besides, she never did like going into stuffy storage rooms. So I head towards the west wing first, with a simple wooden door at the end of the hallway opens to a small room. Inside is another set of steps leading to the second attic. Unlike the grand staircase, though, the stairs to the attic are steep and narrow, made of old stones and covering with a thick coating of dust that kicks up into the air with my every step. Thank God it's still daytime. If it wasn't for the light streaming through the door behind me, I may easily stumble and fall. With how old the place is, there are no light fixtures to illuminate the crumpled passage up. Why they didn't bother to add one here when they renovated escapes me. Sheesh. They did it with the rest of the house. A small bedroom welcomes me at the end. It looks exactly as it did since the last time I've been here. Full of dust, worn out and faded by time. Odd. I thought they cleaned everything. Did the crew miss this room? Cleanliness is the least of my concerns right now. The more pressing matter is Rose. She's not here. Was I dreaming when I talked to her a while ago? Did I mishear her? No, it couldn't have been a dream. After the creepy ambience of this estate is doing such a remarkable job of making sure I stay alert and awake. And I'm sure she said she's here in the attic. Is this a prank? Or maybe that phone call was Rose's last message to me before the curse got to her. Shut up, brain, you're not helping. Don't make this scarier than it already is. But if she's not here, then where is she? Thump. What the hell was that? That's it. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. We must have angered the spirits living here. I knew disturbing this mansion was a bad idea right from the very start, but nobody listened. Be blankingly realistic, Chris said. They think I'm cuckoo because I believe in curses and ghosts and all that. Me and my outlandish backwater country beliefs. I've already strived to be a model employee, but not this time, no. I'm turning back for the sake of my sanity. Briar Realty can find another agent who is more realistic to tour people around this haunted house. Before leaving, I took one last look at the gloomy old room, just to check. Huh? What's this? My worries about Woe's whereabouts must have caused me to miss it when I first encountered the room. But there's clearly something on the floor. It looks like a letter? Lying on the ground just a couple of inches away from my feet. Out of sheer curiosity, I leaned down and picked it up. Strange. These graphics are really awesome, by the way. I don't recall seeing this the last time I was here. A few days back, me and a few other agents expected the mansion to prepare for today. I had been the last to look inside the attic and leave, and this certainly hadn't been here before. Someone must have left it in the room since then. Did Rose leave this for me? Was she here a while ago? I can't have missed her though, can I? There's only one set of stairs to and from the attic. The letter isn't exactly in pristine condition. In fact, it looks rather ancient. The paper is so thin and rough, I'm worried it could fall apart if I so much as touch it. With great care, I open it, and what I read shakes me to my core. Help me! Yeah, that is certainly something which you do not want to encounter indeed. What? Oh my god. Nothing but words. Help me! Fills the page, all of it. Seemingly written with a crimson shaded pen. Or blurred. The same phrase just goes on and on until... Send this to 5 people or else. Send this to 5 people or else? Or else what? Or else what? As quick as I can, I scan the paper on the back and peek inside the envelope to make sure I'm not missing out on the second page. But there's nothing. No, please, no. My hands tremble as dread creeps over me. The room is suddenly getting colder. I need to get out of here. Folding the paper in half, the sight that greets me next has me frozen on the spot. Hey! Greetings! I hope you're well, but why are you out in the daylight? I thought this was a nighttime thing. Folding the paper in half, the sight that greets me next has frozen me on the spot. A pair of blood-soaked feet enters my field of vision covered in gaping wounds, with skin eaten away to reveal flesh and bone. Flesh, bone, and all the matter of things one isn't meant to see is too much. All of it is too much. I wanted to cry, call for help, but words catch my throat. Even my feet won't move, completely paralyzed out of terror. Hey, let's look up! I need to face it. Whatever those feet bring to, I need to face it. And if I'm going to die, if they're going to kill me, at least I know what my killer looks like. A cold comfort. So with a deep breath, I summon every ounce of courage I have left in me and shift my gaze upwards. Whoa, aren't you just the wondrous one? No. Please don't hurt me. Howdy. No. Without thinking, I scramble towards the door. Looks like it's nighttime as well. I struggle to open it, but it won't budge. So stay away. Go away, please, Lord. Make it go away. Why now? Why won't it open? Well, you know why. Because she's here. My heart sinks as reality dawns in. I'm locked in. Locked in with that thing. Let me out! Let me out, Lord! Please let me out! It slowly approaches me as I wrench the doorknob violently back and forth. Oh, okay. I'm not letting you get the better of me. Stupid wretch. The door finally swings open and I couldn't have been happier. Wasting no time, I leap out the door and don't look back. My feet pound against the floor in rhythm with the loud, fast beating out of my heart. I'm glad I saved beforehand, because then I could have seen the fate of what happened if I didn't press Z in time. By the time I ran, but it is one divergence point. By the time I ran past the hallway and found myself atop the grand staircase, my chest feels so tight that it's like it's going to burst. But that's nothing compared to the feeling of hope the sight of the exit gives me. Racing down the stairs, a breathy laugh escapes me and my shoe slips and I find myself falling until my back hits the ground and pain reeks my body. My head grows fuzzy, my vision dims as I fight to stay conscious. No, go away. Last thing I see are those feet before all I knew was darkness. Okay. While looking for her missing co-agent, Isabella Santos found a mysterious letter in the mansion's attic. Driven to fear by what she read inside, thinking it's the place's curse at work, she hurried to leave this place, only to meet blank. That's it. No other pages. Okay. Darkness it would seem it would be. Excellent. Help me.
Write off your loss, send letters goodbye. I won't forget you, though your life fades away as I wither in this world filled with regret. Hold my hand and leave. Please don't leave me be. In these bloody halls where we shed our tears, the darkness reigns, our memories alone remain. I reach out beyond the curtain black. I'm in too deep, so this letter I write. I want to be free, together by your side. And spend eternity in this lonely place we call home.
The cast of a letter. Nice to see you there again. Yangyang Mobile. A buzz breaks the silence. I start to rouse. Pulled into consciousness against my own will. I've never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the instant buzzing, poking and prodding isn't letting me. My old my old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up. Isabel? 5 more minutes, Becca. I swat away at what is nudging persistently at my side. Come on. Can I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. A hand lightly taps my cheek and something cold has suddenly been pressed at the back of my head. The icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feel. Oh dear, is she alright? Isabel, gosh, can you hear me? Isabel! The fog of unconsciousness immediately lifts from my mind. For a moment I recognize a voice and my eyes snap open. There, looking down on me, it's Rose. Another woman lotters back beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, whether she is keeping a straight face, or trying at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily it subsides after a few seconds, until only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed, if a light ache in the area is any indication. Alright, Isabel, where are we? The mansion, why? Ouch, my head. And the date today? October the 21st. Rose. Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order? 15, 14, 13, 12... No, that's wrong. Why are we doing this? She's just checking to see if your injury is in any way serious. This time I curiously regard the woman standing beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her with the way she towers over us. And here I thought Rose was already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining clean crews? But with how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean it in a suit. An expensive suit, but that. The gloves alone must have already cost a fortune. Her eyes slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with an almost unreadable expression before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I can't help but fold my arms protectively. I didn't mean to skip past that bit. She may be fair on a clean crew, but she certainly looks like my supervisor during evaluation days. Just do it, please. I open both wearily, but recite everything as she asked. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done. You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance until you started stirring. Are you alright? Expression soon replaces with dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and... There was someone, Rose, in the attic. Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crew. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. No, it's not one of the cleaning crews. The boss sent a few of them back in the morning for some last... No, not any of those. I'm not actually sure. Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place. Both Rose and the lady looked at me as I'd just grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose casts an apologetic smile at the woman back beside her before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman's smile. The same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients who just avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the one she gives me when I've done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back at me. She takes both my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience she can muster. As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up for your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you. You know, the signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier, couldn't even make a single call. Isabel, I'm going to ask you again. Are you really alright? What happened? I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic, and there's... whoever it is... Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Did you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to be in big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose. Perhaps it is a concussion. Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call an ambulance. I could cover for you. No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work. Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important sale because of a minor bump in the head. An extremely minor bump? I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing. Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house alone, and in a mansion this big. Well, there's also the part where I may lose that bonus BRC promise, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gives me a skeptical look when I return the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use the staircase's railing to steady myself, otherwise I feel fine. See, I am A-okay. The two of them exchange a worried glance, and Rose assumes a contemptive look. I bite my lower lip in anticipation if she says no. Alright, you win. A smile threatens to slip out from me. But if I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear? Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose. You insisted, but remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay and we're off. No questions asked. It's just a small bump, don't worry. You shouldn't downplay those kind of things. It could be a serious injury with all we know. Suddenly a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidating. Well, she is. But not in a scary, negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanour simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. She coughs again, lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question. Words can get caught in my tongue, and Rose as usual is swift to catch my own blunders. My sincerest apologies, Miss. Miss, I don't know how to pronounce either of those names. Marianne? She hands Rose her business card. Marianne. Interior design. The words interior design catches my eye before my partner flips it over. They're probably someone interested in a mansion from the 17th century influences, but I won't hold it against her though. Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhabited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that tip to the past feeling appeal. After all, with what it offers, this place is a definite haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm. Miss, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner Isabel. We're just looking out for a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough. In the meantime, we've prepared some refreshments for you in the parlour while you're waiting. If you could please. Thanks, there's no need for it though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of this place. I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners. The confused look on Rose's face is impossible to miss when she glances at me. I return it with an equally perplexed look. And, against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind. I'm sorry, homeowners. I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappears under a mask of professional detachment. Yes, Hannah Wright. I was hired by her to handle the interior design of a newly bought home. This is the Ermengarde. I don't know how to pronounce that. Right. It is, but... She pauses, possibly trying to find the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Rose nudges me with her elbow. We'll check with our supervisor. Good. And now, marrying increased in relationship. Good. Those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness or confusion clouding. I should have saved beforehand, actually. Damn it. Is it, ma'am? But we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold. What do you mean? I almost flinch when she turns to gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I may screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in the business. The mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today is the open house, in fact. However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed from this particular property. If you'd like, my co-agent and me can go check with them right now. She nods, seemingly in deep thought after I've finished. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she's likely to understand. I thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary. Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos. With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us, presumably to double-check with someone on her side. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I both a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also didn't miss the thumbs up when she give me for doing such a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I've already prepared myself to dial the number to our Luxburn office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if, for some reason, an agreement has already been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole new level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss returns, looking a little frustrated, but an apology cleared in her face. I felt a little sorry for having her to go through all this trouble. There seems to be been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here. I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it would be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet them here. Certainly, you can stay at the parlour in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And Isabel, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me? Rose takes a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of keys. And hurry. We still got a few minutes to double check those papers. Okay, got it. Give me a few minutes. The two of them disappeared behind the parlour's doors. Okay, next. Rose Cooper, along with the woman who introduced herself as Marilyn McClaw, found Isabella Santos lying unconscious in the mansion's foyer before the open house's start. Unable to recall what happened prior, Isabella insisted on working, despite her co-agent's worries about her well-being. Who wouldn't be? October 17th and 18th are still not filled out. Maybe that's something we can only uncover when we go through the game. The two of them disappeared behind the parlour's doors. Good and all that. Okay, two of them disappeared behind the parlour's doors. Their departure brings with it an hushed stillness to keep me company, neither comforting nor soothing. This alone, it's impossible not to think of what truly happened earlier. I wish my memory isn't as elusive as it all normally is. Then again, Rose already said that she didn't receive any call from me. Was it just my paranoia at work and temporary lapse in my own mind after having heard all those tales about this place? Probably. I was to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such, so I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ, and if I am going to be completely honest with myself, excuse me, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what it is in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rosa just handed me dig into my palm, its jagged edges creating shallow ridges on my skin from how hard I am clutching it. It's I don't know how to read that word. Reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house to get what Rose had asked for me. Just a few more hours, Isabel. Sell the house, get the money. Whoa. What the heck of that? Excuse me. A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion's front yard by the time we officially opened the doors. I'm not sure whether I should be baffled or underdressed, standing in their presence. Men and women of wealth and status, all dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying colours, composed of a medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glinting in the afternoon sun. Some even have ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their heads. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby in the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. They are murmuring amongst themselves, looking at the estate's facade appraising, with some arguing about whose mansion have the superior architecture. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. Excuse me. They don't look too pleased at being ordered about, but what could we do about it? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper and this is my partner Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group. Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor. Hearing this, a few wander towards me. They are mostly old ladies seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Miss also joins our group. But what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches. It's so nice to finally meet you. When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned there are famous interior designers in town, I knew I had to get you. Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, miss. I'm sure you won't disappoint me, Marion. You know each other? Not at all, ma'am. You mentioned something about a Marion on our way here, darling. Oh, yes, I did. I think I did. There must have been clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before. Some magazine or the television, I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up on the news one way or another. I wouldn't be surprised if those two have too. For people who are popular though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stands out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially men with wondering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind though, and if I'm going to be a bit bold with my assumptions, I'll say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact, peas in a pod. I think they're brother and sister, if it isn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just cements the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is that we get this deal closed before the current owners can even think of cancelling the listing agreement. I hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so with papers in hand, I lead the way. Relationship no journal. More on this matter. Sorry. Today marks the open house of the infamous mansion. Open to the power for the first time in years, Luxbourne's most esteemed and prominent personalities gather to catch a glimpse of the 17th century property, including Luxbourne's most well-known people, Luke and Hannah Wright. When they aren't whispering amongst themselves or going oh and ah over one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restorations process went to the history of the place, I answer them all, more than happy to talk about the art pieces and architecture mostly. However, I am careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not good material for sales talks, even if the entire population of Luxburn knows about it. Some of the furnishing here are actually of the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty. Excuse me. Even the glass thing, colourful ones, oh I don't know, but you get the idea I hope. Especially that one, madam. It is said to be gift consumed by the fiancé of the lady who lived here. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it. It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion. By the time I stopped talking, her attention is already elsewhere. Isn't this place wonderful, darling? I told you it's not a total waste of your time. I don't know, isn't it a bit too small? We might have a break. We might have to break a wall down to have more room. Well, I think it's just right. Don't you think so, Marianne? It is splendid, ma'am. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet? Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want to change before we move in. The rest of the conversation gets lost in the chatter of our other companions. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their sheer interest is enough to give me some sentiments of hope. Oh, please let the guys have this one. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put into retaining the room's classical appeal. The open half of the end of the room in particular looks amazing, like the ones I only see in fairy tale books perhaps. Sorry. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar stirring the bricks, and how much of a pain in the arse cleaning this will be, they still managed to pull this off, or make it look presentable at least. The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here. Oh, don't say anything, yet. An underground wine cellar? This is the first time the guy in grey speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright, my memory supplies from the forms they cited earlier. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest of the place. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at a mention of the Undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I don't really understand rich people sometimes. Right now, it just gives me the impression of a child who has just seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. I've always found it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially, or a grown man. It's almost funny. Yes, sir, it could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine. Truly. And the room, how was it built? The bricks that were used to build the cellar have been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room. It's a good place to keep your private collection in, if you have one, sir. It keeps the corks in good condition. Oh, love, didn't you say that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here. You know we're going to need space for that, darling. And this isn't big enough. If there's space you're worried about, the Ermengarde Mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for it. We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here too. There's a contemptuous expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, if only a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I'm sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score. I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we were able to cover almost every room in the ground and are heading towards the parlour. Funny, the first time we surveyed the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a prospective sale. When we reach the parlour, however, an odd feeling washes over me. An odd feeling we're going to pick up in the next time around, folks. So thank you very much for watching. This has been the letter so far. I am super eager to get into the rest of this because this looks and is pretty intensive. So thank you very much for watching, folks, and we shall see each other on the next time of this horror visual novel, The Letter. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.